Hey guys, what is up? It's Zone. And first off, I want to apologize for the delay for this video and any video really. Been having a lot of issues with my computer, getting the games to work correctly, recording software to work correctly, and Premiere to load video files correctly as well. So it's been a bit of a challenge to get videos made, but I think I have it figured out, so I should be good from now on and in the future. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about the Sandbox Changes version 2. So I'm going to be talking about the artillery changes and my opinions about them. And boy, do I have a lot of opinions on them. So let's get started. So just yesterday, Wargaming posted an article on their website called the Sandbox Second Iteration Artillery. And if you don't know what the Sandbox is, it's basically a server where Wargaming is trying to work on the balance of the game, trying to get some of the things that they want fixed. And the first thing I noticed when they talked about this is I really like that they are admitting right to our faces that artillery is broken in its current state. It's not fun for the player or the person getting shot by it, which is one of the exact things they mentioned in their article as well. They say right in the article that occasional one-shots and poor accuracy make them little fun for both those driving them and those fighting them. They're often played as devastating lone wolves and tend to force draws and base camping, even though they're designed to support the team by crippling enemies and help set the attack direction from afar. End quote. This is great. Wargaming is finally admitting that artillery is a problem and that it needs fixing and that they're working towards a solution. So let's check out what their solution is. So the first part of their solution is limiting arty to 3 per battle. Now, I don't really know how I feel about this. I have to see what it feels like in practice because this can be good and a bad thing. While getting a game with 5 arty is really bad, sometimes what happens is that you get a game with no arty because someone else got a game with 5 arty in it, so the queue dumps all 5 arty that were in queue into one game instead of spreading them amongst all of the games. So I'm not really sure how well this will be implemented. It could end up meaning that just because it's limiting there to be 3 arty each game, it might make so that there's always 3 arty each game spread across all of the battles. So this one remains to be seen. I'm not really sure how I feel about it. I have really mixed feelings about it. So the second part of their proposed changes are the new stun effect. If you guys don't know what that is, it's essentially if you get hit by an artillery round, it makes your crew incapacitated for a certain amount of time, which sounds like it would work in theory, but in reality, it's just bullshit. It's really frustrating when you're hit by an artillery round already, and this just serves to make it even more frustrating. Getting clipped by a Batjet arty in this game is probably the most frustrating thing in the world, especially when you can't repair your tracks. But now, imagine that not only can you not repair your tracks, but he's also incapacitating your crew. So now you have half the reload and half the accuracy that you did before, which is just the dumbest thing in the world. You already can't fire back at these guys. What exactly are you supposed to do? Now you're incapacitating your only ability to be able to fight back against the tanks around you. Now, I know they are changing the damage to be lower, but in essence, what's happening now is they're also increasing the accuracy of arty, they're making it faster aim time, better splash radius, all those things combined ends up meaning that arty ends up doing the same damage that it was before, but now on top of that, they have the stun mechanic as well. These things make it really frustrating to play against arty, and now arty seems to be, I would imagine arty's even more effective than they were before, which is the opposite of really what people are looking for with these changes. I honestly think that if you just didn't have the stun mechanic at all and kept the reduced alpha but with increased accuracy, splash, and aim time, that this would actually work quite well. It wouldn't be the best thing that I'm looking for, probably not the best solution, but it would definitely be better than what we have now. But it's these changes combined with these stun mechanics that leave me even more frustrated than it was before. And it almost makes me think that Wargaming doesn't really know what is the right way to balance their game, because this was in the first Sandbox server and it was awful, and I don't really know why they're bringing it back. Maybe these tweaks will make it better, but I'm really worried about these changes. Now, it isn't all bad, though. They have said that they removed the AP and heat shells for SPGs, which is amazing. This had to be done so long ago. A 261 firing AP rounds with the accuracy of a normal tank from 500-600 meters away was the most dumb thing ever. And I'm very glad they're removing these AP and heat rounds for SPGs because they didn't even exist in real life. I hate making the real life argument here, but I think it's very apt. They also, and I quote, introduced target area marking so that SPGs can show friendly vehicles where they aim. This is also great. The current mechanism for targeting tanks is really bad. It's very hard to know where your arty is looking at, so I'm very curious to see how they implemented this. They also said that there's a new alternate aim for SPGs to make artillery gameplay more engaging and efficient. This is actually quite frustrating. If you don't know what they're talking about the Battle Assistant, Battle Arty mod that existed, I think, a year or two ago, and implementing this in the game, I think, was the wrong choice. I think they should have banned this because it gives you such an advantage when you're playing Artie. I know that you can do the same thing without it, and I know many good Artie players say that it doesn't give you that much, but it helps the average player get so much better with the Artie already that I don't really think it was very necessary to add it to the game. I'm not super upset about this one. I see why they added it, but it's just another one of those things where I don't really know what the devs are thinking. And that's kind of the overarching theme for this video. I think they are on the right track, where if they reduce the damage but increase the accuracy, the aim time, and the reload, and make so Artie is just a little bit more consistent, and it's easier to play. And I think that's all fine, but these stun mechanics just make no sense. If you threw out the stun mechanics but left everything else in, I think this sandbox will be great. Now, I'm willing to go and play this with an open mind, and unfortunately I can't leave my feedback on what I actually play. I can only give you my feedback on what the proposed changes are, what the public information is, because there's an NDA and a couple of stuff I can't really talk about. But like I said, I'm really worried about the direction Wargaming is going with this. I think the balance in the game needs work, but it doesn't need these drastic overhauls that they're doing right now. I don't like them changing core game mechanics. So once again, guys, I really hope I'm wrong about these changes. I hope Wargaming nails it out of the park. And I know that they're introducing multi-use med kits and repair kits, but I don't think that a balance of the changes to the stun mechanic. Once again, I hope I'm wrong, but leave a like or a comment as to what you guys think about it. Thanks for watching this video, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.